I have been fascinated lately by someone on YouTube. I know there are probably a lot of you that spend mindless hours on YouTube as well. Whenever I've got a little time and I just want to decompress, I usually fire up the computer, and there are a few different channels I go to. And one of them, and pardon me for not knowing the guy's name, I'm just fascinated by what he does, Zhaoma or something like that, the guy that speaks Chinese, you know who I'm talking about? He's out there and he'll go into Chinatown, and he's not Chinese. And he'll just pretend to look at the menu as people are talking about him, and then he starts to respond in their language. And he speaks fluent, all the different dialects in China quite fluently. He's spoken Aramaic to Aramaic people. Recently, he spoke to chimpanzees. You're saying, now you got to go to confession, Father. No, seriously. He studied chimpanzees, and he sat on the other side of them, at the window, and the chimps realized that he understood what they were saying, and they understood what he was conveying to them. He has studied so many different kinds of things to try to communicate with as many people as possible. He gave a commencement address lately, and he did it in the language of the Gen Zers. Wow. I did not know what he was saying, but all the Gen Zers did, and they were laughing like mad because he took the time. And that is the fascinating thing about him. He takes the time to learn another's language. He takes the time to learn another's mannerisms so that he could even speak with chimpanzees. He takes the time to be able to communicate because he believes that it is very important to be able to communicate as effectively as possible with everyone. And that is the whole thrust of Pentecost. We had a people who were so divided because there were so many different languages. And all of a sudden, after the Spirit came down upon Mary and the apostles in the upper room, they went out boldly proclaiming Christ. And the people who were listening said, well, wait a minute. Who are these people? After all, we're Medes. We're from Mesopotamia. We're from Phoenicia. We're from all over the place. How can we understand them? How could they be able to speak to us? Because the power of God is greater than anything that we have. And the power of God, if we allow ourselves to be open to it, will take down any barriers that people place with one another. Sometimes the most powerful language is no language. How many times have you been with somebody and they have been in distress? They're really hurting. Maybe they lost somebody. You didn't know what to say to them. And you didn't think that saying anything to them would actually do any good. What did you do? You sat and shut up. And you allowed your presence to be the language with them. And when it was over, whether it was 5 minutes or an hour or a day, they thanked you profusely for listening to them, for being with them, because your presence communicated more than words ever could. God's desire is for all of us to be one family in his Son, Jesus Christ. And he gives us the grace that we need to do so if we but keep ourselves open to it. God is a God of love who wants all of us to love one another as intensely, as fiercely as he loves us. And you know what? It's not really that hard. All we have to do is get out of the way. When we remove ourselves from the situation, our own preconceived notions, our own whatever, and if we just reach out to somebody else, God will supply what needs to happen. God will supply what needs to be said. God will supply his love.